for some season's beatings.
Who the hell are you?
Violent Night.
Come on. Which one of you did that? Prancer?
Violent Night is a 2022 action comedy thriller directed by Tommy Wirkola with an original screenplay by Pat Casey and Josh Miller. It stars David Harbour and John Leguizamo. So I just got done checking this out at an early screener, and wow, what a fun time that is. I honestly think this is gonna be an instant classic. This is one, at least for me, that I'm gonna watch every Christmas, or at least every few Christmases. This is definitely gonna be one that's in that rotation, because it's got so much fun elements to it. It's funny, but it's also brutal and gory. It has so many over-the-top scenes, things that are going to be iconic, things that are quotable, things that are just so entertaining. It has elements of Die Hard, elements of Santa Claus, and every other famous holiday movie parodied in it. But at the same time, it's not too goofy, like to the point where it's just one joke every second. Like, this is still an action movie. It has intense scenes. It has a lot of moments where it feels like you're watching a hardcore action movie with thriller elements throughout. But for all those horror fans out there, I'm not gonna say this is a horror movie, but it has plenty of gore in it. Scenes that'll make you wince. Scenes that are just so much fun in that carnage candy way that only we can appreciate. And David Harbour, he is absolutely savage in this role, so much fun, but also a serious badass in this. I don't want to spoil anything, there's a lot that could be spoiled about this movie, but I also think there's going to be a lot of memes out of this movie, just a lot of things that people are going to be talking about. But in general, this is just a really fun holiday time of year movie. But if you're someone that really loves the holidays for their purity and doesn't want them muddied up with swearing, with vulgar jokes, with lots and lots of gore and brutality and just everything that kind of takes the sacrilege, so to speak, of Christmas out of it, then you might want to avoid this movie because it does its best to offend you in every sensibility with Christmas. It's just raw, angry, it's got bad Santa vibes, but I thought it was in a much more kind of loving way. They are very similar in some ways, but David Harbour's character, I felt he is just much more lovable. He's more of a lovable loser than a mean guy. He doesn't have any meanness about him. He's just kind of down on his luck, just tired of life beating him down, that kind of thing. And basically an alcoholic at the beginning of this movie. But it's not so much that in any way he's a bad guy. It's actually the opposite. Just people taking advantage of his goodness, his kindness, and he gets to this point. But there's some really fun twists, especially towards the end when you start to find out his true nature, because a lot of people kind of may think after watching the trailer, who he is, but there's another layer to that. And it's just fun. I don't want to give that away, but it's just very, very fun. There's this iconic filling scene where he takes his shirt off, and you find out some stuff about him, and I was just cheering in the theater. I really was. I was just like, yeah, dude. But he just seriously kicks ass. Everybody in this movie was a lot of fun in one way or another. There's a lot of different characters that have really fun lines and play these really interesting different roles. You don't find out a ton. There's not really a lot of backstory on anyone per se. It's just this family that is super wealthy and takes everything for granted and are just really spoiled and really shitty to each other. And this John Leguizamo led villains come into this house to try to steal a bunch of money. And that's basically, and then David Harbour gets caught in the middle of it and has to find a way to save the family and himself and get out. But another thing, John Leguizamo is so fun in this movie. I just saw him in The Menu, and he was fantastic in that, and he's just as good in this. It's really great to have him back acting in movies, because he is one of those actors that he never really has been this huge iconic figure, but when he's in a movie, you're always happy he's there. He's always funny, always fun. There's just something about him that just is always entertaining on some level. And he definitely plays a hill so well. Like, he is just an absolute slime ball in this, but he has so many corny lines and jokes that are corny and cringy, but also very, very funny and very intentional. This movie is very self-aware. It in no way is trying to be what it's not. It knows exactly what it is. It knows it's campy. It knows it's cheesy, and it leans fully into that. It leans way into the rated R. It leans way into it being just this silly, over-the-top, fun, bonkers, violent as hell movie. So if this sounds like something you're in the mood for this time of year, then I would say, by all means, get out to the theaters and see this one. Because chances are it's not going to be streaming until after the holidays, and it'll be fun. You'll still enjoy it. You'll enjoy it next year, but it's great. I'm telling you, it would be a great one for you to go to the theaters right now, because it's just a big spectacle of a movie. Just lots of violent, crazy action, lots of explosions, lots of just all of that, but wrapped up in this really fun Christmas way. Just a movie that I highly, highly recommend.
Where is it? I gotta watch.
And that's gonna do it for me today. I want to give a huge, massive, enormous thank you to my patrons, because you guys, yeah, you guys mean so much to me. And if you would like to find out more about how to become a part of this Ghost Pirate Army, there's a link down in the description. And like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember, guys, horror can be fun! If you enjoyed this, click right here for my Bones and All review. And I'll see you guys next time!